There's a tunnel in Niagara Falls that most tourists never think about. It's small, brick, damp, and graffiti covered. During the day, it looks like nothing. At night, it's different. Locals call it the Screaming Tunnel, and the name isn't dramatic for effect. It comes from something people claim to hear, a scream, a single, sharp, terrified scream that seems to come from the inside of the tunnel itself. No echo, no footsteps, just a scream. Hi, I'm Asha, and yes, she's got spirits. And if you're here, chances are you've got spirits too. Each week we dive into true hauntings, real Canadian history, and the stories that refuse to stay buried. So dim the lights and let's get into it. Cheers! Hi guys, and welcome back to She's Got Spirits. Let's get into it. The tunnel sits beneath an old railway line, built in the early 1900s. But the legend goes back further. According to local accounts, a farmhouse once stood near the area. One night, it caught fire. Some versions say the fire was accidental. Others say it wasn't. Inside that farmhouse was a young girl. When the flames spread, she ran, her nightgown burning, toward the nearest place she could hide. Teenagers have tested it for decades. Visitors still try it, and ever since, if you light a match in the center of the tunnel at night, the flame goes out. Always loud, not always clear, but enough to make people run. Some people have recorded audio in the tunnel. Most of it's static and distant traffic, but a few clips, the ones passed around locally, contain something harder to dismiss. A sharp, high-pitched sound, too brief to analyze properly, too human to ignore completely. And it's not just the scream. People report feeling watched while walking through, a sudden drop in temperature halfway down, and odd silence that doesn't feel natural. You know that feeling when sound just stops? Cars disappear. Wind disappears. Even your own breathing feels too loud. That's what people describe. One local story stands out. A group of friends entered the tunnel late at night. They were laughing, filming, not taking it seriously. Halfway through, one of them stopped walking. She said she felt something brush past her shoulder. No one was behind her. They kept going. When they checked the footage later, there was a faint voice layered over the conversation. It didn't sound like any of them. It didn't sound far away. It sounded close. Right next to the microphone. They never went back. Skeptics will tell you it's acoustics. Old brick tunnels can create strange echoes. Wind pressure can extinguish flames. Your brain can turn distant train brakes into something that sounds like a scream. And maybe that's true. But here's the part that lingers. The story hasn't changed much in over 100 years. Different people, different decades. Same scream, same tunnel. Same uneasy feeling halfway through. The tunnel is still there today. You can walk through it. There's no gate, no warning sign, just graffiti and damp stone. If you go during the day, you'll probably feel fine. At night, that's when people hesitate at the entrance, because once you step inside, you can't see the other end clearly, just darkness narrowing into a small circle of light. And if you hear something behind you, you have to decide whether to turn around. I think what makes this one different isn't violence. It's simplicity. There's no grand hotel, no famous political figure, no dramatic haunting package. Just a tunnel. And a sound people can't explain. If you ever find yourself in Niagara Falls after sunset, and you decide to walk into that tunnel, bring a match and listen carefully. But if the flame goes out, you might not want to wait for a second sound. Let me know. Would you try it? Or is this one better left alone? This is She's Got Spirits, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!